Welcome, I'm Vivek. In one of my previous videos, in which I had talked about when to take your passion as your career, I did make a mention of my being extremely passionate towards cricket and then choosing a different career. So, this video, in continuation with that, is about my story. This is the story of a child who was extremely passionate about cricket, who was obsessed with cricket, and the incident that helped this child to get out of this obsession. So, to start with, I grew up in a house in which no one had any idea of cricket. Like, if you had shown my mom and dad a picture of Sachin Tendulkar and Sourav Ganguly, they would have had no way of identifying which one is Sachin and which one is Ganguly. So this is the house in which I grew up. So there was a ground next to my home, and as a child, always I used to see this game through the window in this ground. There always used to be some children who would play there. Slowly, when I watched this game again and again through the window, I started getting some interest in the game, and one day the children there asked me if I would like to join. Surely, as a child, you always want to play. So I went there, started playing. As days passed, I started getting more and more interested in this game. That the situation was that every day when I come back from school, I would just throw my bag there and I would rush to the cricket ground. And till the point sun sets, I would play, and when it is totally dark, that's only when I'll come back to home. And if it is a weekend, right from early morning, I'll be there in the ground. There will be different set of children who would come. I'll play with everyone. It's only the small break, that is, in order to take a lunch, I would come back, 15 minutes, I'll go back. Other than that, the whole day I'll be playing. So this is how much I used to play during my childhood. And I so much loved this game that if there is a test match, I would love to watch all the 5 days of the match on television. And if it's an ODI or T20, surely I would watch the whole thing. And during 2007 Cricket World Cup, the ODI World Cup, in which India got eliminated very early, I had a diary in which I would have a ball by ball tracking of every single match, and my aim was that I wanted personal statistics of every single player, and I wanted to rank all the players by all the skills, that is not only Indian players, all the players. And for this, I had to watch every single match live, and those 2007 World Cup matches, those were overnight. So I had to sacrifice my sleep, and I had watched all the matches. And every match I would track it ball by ball in the diary, and it would be like, this batsman, he came in, he got this many runs, these many balls. For every bowler, I would have the complete details in my diary. And during those days, whenever I see a newspaper in my home, the first thing I would do is that I would take the sports page, and whichever cricketer's photo is there, I would cut that part and paste it in a separate notebook. And I had this large notebook and a complete sticker collection, completely filled of cricket players. So this is how much obsessed I was with cricket. And if you ask me what I want to be any day I would have said that I want to be a cricketer. This was the time when I saw this advertisement in the newspaper that there is selection for the district cricket team. So when I saw this was the first time in my life when I started thinking that I want to follow some path to be a professional cricketer. It's not that you keep playing in the ground every day and suddenly you get picked for the Indian team. It just doesn't happen. So in order to go there, I want this cricket pads and all this stuff. So I started pestering my dad that I want this cricket kit so that I could go and try the trials. So obviously, initially he would deny, and when I kept pestering him again and again, finally he decided that he will buy me a cricket kit. He had no idea of this game, but just because I could do what I loved, he just bought me a cricket kit. Now, when I got this cricket kit, I was so excited and I prepared myself for the trials. When I went there, So this was the first time in my life that I'm going to play with the leather ball. So till that point in ground you always play with tennis balls. So this was the first time in life that I'm facing a leather ball, and that too with gloves, pads and all this stuff. So to be frank, I was uncomfortable because you normally play freehand. Suddenly on a day when you have all the pads on, you have gloves in your hands, you find like you're catching something else other than the cricket bat. So finally I went for the trials, and as expected I failed in that. I didn't get selection. So when I came back, this is when I really realized that the cricket that you play there is not the same as simply hitting the tennis ball. So then I decided that I want to learn how it is done, and then I want to go for trials. So I again kept pestering my parents, and because I wanted to go for cricket coaching camp. So at this point, there was a summer coaching camp during vacation period of the school. So I pestered my parents and finally got to the coaching camp. So at coaching camp, every day, right from morning 6 o'clock, we had practice. So that is where I got the basic lessons of cricket, starting from how to even grip a bat. So I started cricket coaching, and after getting all the coaching, then I decided to go for under 15 trials, that is under 15 district team. Then after the coaching, I went for these trials. This time I was much better than what I did the previous time, because now I'm more comfortable with the pads and gloves, and moreover I know how to play the leather ball. So this time, see, it's cricket team selection, so there were lot of students. That's the whole ground was filled with students, and every time I get selected to the next round, I was so excited because at this point I'm just thinking that I'm straightforward going to the Indian team. It's like I get into the district, state, and then I'll get to the Indian team. Simple. So every time I got selection to the next round, I got so excited. Finally, I got selected to the final 40. And then they picked the final team and I was not selected. So again, I failed to get into the district team. This is when I knew that even to get into a district team, there is good amount of effort that you have to put. So after this, I came back. I kept a ball hanging from the top of the home, and then I used to hit that ball every time because my coach had told me that it's good for you, that if you can hit this ball, it's easier for you to counter a swinging ball. So I started doing this practice, and parallelly I used to go to the coaching. Now, this was the point when near in my area, there was a new cricket club which was coming up. So this was not a new club, it was an old club which shut down, and then they were reviving under new ownership. So hearing this, I got so excited because I just want to get in some sort of professional team that I want to play. So I went for the trials and I got picked for this. So also I got picked for this because previously when I attended the coaching camp, there was a coach and he knew that I was so excited for this game. So he had recommended me for this team, and that is why I got picked to this team. Because this was not under 15 team, this was the senior team. So when I started practicing for this team, it was a whole new game, because in under 15 it's all equals, like they bowl and you bat. But here, because they were senior members, many of their good length balls would be bounces for me. Like even if they are bowling it at good length, when it reaches me, it's a bouncer for me. So now I'm not just thinking about hitting the ball, also I have to think about getting myself saved from it, because if I don't, whenever this leather ball hits me, it used to seriously pain, because the pace of some bowlers, it was more than what I had expected because they were senior members, and every time it hit me, it used to pain. So I now am not thinking just about hitting the ball, but also about saving myself from getting hit. And then I started training with this team, and I loved going there. I was that child who would reach this place even when the training is at 6, I would reach the sharp 6, and from that point till the point training completes, I will be there in the ground every day. And there were many days when I had skipped my school because I had cricket coaching or practice, and then there were many days when I had reached the school late in the morning because I had practice as if I already had a BCCA contract, and this was the way I was practicing. Then came the first tournament of this club. So our team was getting all set for the tournament, and this is the final day of practice. So after this match, we are straightforward going to play the tournament. This match, I was asked to open the innings. So as a child, I was like, I can't explain how happy I was, because according to me, this is a big opportunity for me that I'm getting to open the innings, and now we are straightforward going for the tournament. Now this match went quite well for me, and then we went for the tournament. Every day we would in the morning pack all our bags, the whole team would go for the tournament. The day of the first match. So this day morning I was super excited. I just wanted to get into the ground. Morning itself I started my drills. I was getting ready to go into the ground. This was the point when I got to know that I'm not picked in the 11. So this is my first tournament match and I have to be a water boy. Now, even though I'm not picked, this was my first chance of stepping onto the ground, and I was genuinely happy that I got to run into the ground every time to give water to the friends. So whenever there was a wicket that was falling, or whenever it was time for water, I got to run into the ground with these water bottles, and running into the ground, that itself gave me such a wonderful feeling. So I was happy on that first day. Now we won this match. Again, we had many matches in the league stage itself. So matches started happening next and next, and my story of being the water boy continued. Every match I would go there thinking that I would get to play today, but then when the time starts to start the match, I would be asked to carry water. So this continued, and finally came one day when half of our teammates were traveling in their own vehicles and they were not able to reach the ground because of traffic block. It was time for the match, and only 4 or 5 players we had reached the ground, including me, because we had gone in the vehicle of the club authorities. So we reached there and it was time to start the match. So see, it's a bad news for the team, but as a child at that point, I was so happy because I know I will get to play, because there are not even 11 members there in the ground. So our coach and all the support staff, everyone got ready to step into the ground because we lost the toss and we had to field first. So in order to field, we need 11 members. So we didn't have 11 players there. So our staff and coach, everyone dressed up, and now we were still only 8 members, 9 members including me, I think. So this is the happiest moment for me. Now, as soon as I was going to step into the ground, I got to know that I can't play again. And this time, I got to know the reason. The reason was that the club authorities, they had lost my ID card. And in order for a player to step into the ground to play, they wanted this ID card. So, because there is no ID, I won't be allowed to play. And this time, instead of 11 members, 8 members were fielding, and I was still watching the game. And this incident, this really demotivated me, because I had always been practicing for this to play one match, and now I know that even if they want to pick me into the team, they can't because they don't have my ID. So this incident really demotivated me, because I had done all my preparation, everything for this, and now I know that it's all gone in vain. So after this day, when I returned back home, I was really thinking about what I should do in future, because there is no point in my continuing as a professional cricket aspirant without playing even one professional cricket match. So this was a big moment in my life which made me think, what am I doing with my life? Because I was already in my 10th standard at this point, and I was simply practicing every day without any results. So at this point, I had to make a call, because I was already in 10th standard. That is, if I want to see for academics, this is the point to do. If I don't do now, it will be more difficult for me, or else I should go for cricket. And my parents were okay with me doing either ways, so I had to make a call. So then I went to my room, I closed all the doors, and I kept thinking of my future possibilities. What are the possibilities? That is, if I choose cricket, I should be able to do something with it. See, there is no point in simply practicing every day and being a local cricketer. That won't help me. This was the point and parallelly, even though I was devoting all my time to cricket, I was still doing quite good in academics. It's not like I was too bad, I was quite good in academics. From this point, I really felt like I already know many of the people who are playing with me who are doing better than me. So it's better that I see for alternate options. And this was the day when I decided that I have to concentrate more on academics and not on sports. Cricket, it's my passion. It is my passion and it will always be. But it's better for me that I don't take as a career. And moreover, after that day, when I got really demotivated, I had never gone for a day of practice after that because I just started feeling like there is no point in going for practice. So after this day, I started back to my old routine. That is, because of this practice, I had stopped my whole cricket that I used to play with my friends in my neighborhood. I totally started concentrating on the professional side. And what happened was, when I used to play in the ground, it was not just the game, but also the aura that my friends created. That is the way we talk when we are batting and then when we come back. While when I went for coaching, it got to be too much professional because people don't simply talk anything. They all talk about serious stuff about cricket. So now when I stopped this whole professional thing and I returned back to my old routine, that is running back home from after school, throwing my bag there, going to the cricket ground, this genuinely filled me back that complete energy because now I started feeling like a free bird. It's like I can play whatever I want. I don't have to care for the eyes of the selector. Whatever they may do, I don't care. I am playing for myself. So when I got this sort of a feeling back, this was when I started feeling like what I was losing when I was not playing in the ground near to my home. So I started doing this, and also because I'm playing in the ground near to me, I don't have fixed timings. In the night, I got enough time to study as well. So this was my 10th standard, and when the results came, I became the topper in my school. So this was the incident that actually changed my life, the course of my life from going towards being a professional cricketer to academics. So this decision, it really changed my life. And this is why I believe that passion is always good for you to have a better feeling from inside. But when choosing something as career, that should be something that you are really good at and something that will provide you with a living. So this is the incident that finally took the obsession of being a professional cricket out from this boy and helped me finally turn into academics. This is my story. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.